students. Myself R.Soundararajan, Assistant Professor, Department of CSE. Today we are going to discuss about the distributed computing and the introduction to the distributed computing. Our subject code is CS3351 Distributed Computing, Introduction to the Distributed Computing. First of all, we are going to say about what is the meaning of distributed systems and distributed computing. In the early days we were performing on the single processors that we can call it as a uniprocessor, that can be called it as centralized computing, because we are performing each and every operations based on the single processors. So each and every task will be performing and given to the process, and each and every processor will execute it on that. The next one, there is a distributed system. It is a collection of independent computers interconnected via a network capable of collaborating a particular task. So distributed system is an individual system, each and every system having its own memory. So it is a collection of independent computers and interconnected via a network capable of collaborating a particular task. Means it is not capable of doing the single processor in a particular system itself. No, we can go for the distributed systems. So in distributed computing means the computing is performed on the distributed system. We can call it as distributed computing. Okay. So this is the best example for distributed systems. So I already saw the given the example for that. So each and every workstations is connected to the local area network, and all the processes and all the network hosts will be connected to the workstations. So each local network is connected by the network, that we can call it as a distributed system. Okay. The examples of the distributed system: network of the workstations, NOW. It's a group of network personal workstations connected to one or more server machines. This is the best example. And then the internet. Then the internet also a distributed system, which will be connected to all the independent systems, so via the network. So next one is the intranet. It is within the campus or within a region, we can call it as intranet. The network of group of computers and the workstations within an organization, segregated from an internet via the protected device, that we can call it as firewall. These are all the examples of the distributed systems. Computer in a distributed systems, the terms we can call it as in workstations, the computers to the end users, what we are performing on the computer. Then the server machines, computers which provide the resources and the services. Then another one is the personal assistant device, PAD. That's a handheld device computer that is connected via maybe the wireless communication network or the wired communication network. So this will be the centralized versus the distributed computing. Here we have the centralized computing devices. Each and every terminal is connected to a mainframe computer. So all the resources wanted by that particular terminals is given by that mainframe computer. So all the informations and the resources will be shared by the terminals. In this distributed computing, each and every workstation is connected via a network host. All the network hosts connected via the network link. So each and every that network host, we can call it as a LAN. All the LAN is connected by the network link. So this is the difference between the centralized computing and the distributed computing. In this distributed computing, the workstations everywhere we are having its own personal processor and the memory. Why we can go for the distributed computing? Because based on the distributed systems itself, we are making some performance that we can call it as distributed computing. No? So why we can go for the distributed computing? It is an economics. So economically we can use it. Distributed systems allow the pooling of resources, including the CPU cycles, data, resource storage, and the input and output devices and the services. So then the reliability, it's a distributed system allow the replication of the resources and the services, thus reducing the services outage of the due to the failures. The internet has become the universal platform of the distributed computing. The weakness and the strength of the distributed computing. In any form of distributed computing, there is always a trade-off advantages. The advantages are the affordability of the computers and the availability of the network accesses. So how many computers we can available for the to perform a particular task, and availability of the network accesses to do the particular task is more important. It will be available, we can easily do the particular works. Then resource sharing. In distributed computing itself, it will be performing on the local area networks, or it will be connected via the internet. So each and every resources will be shared with the other individual systems, that we can call it as a distributed networks or the systems. So the resource sharing will be easily handling by this distributed computing. Scalability means we can we can increase the number of the computer sizes if we wanted to increase the problem size. So the scalability is more if we increases the more systems or something else, we can easily scalable the performance of the particular processors. Then the important one is fault tolerance. We know that in the each and everywhere a processor or a memory unit it will be performing with the fault tolerance. Even if you are working with the processor processing itself, we have the hardware failures also may be coming in while we are performing a particular task. So it will be taken then to the next level, that is the fault tolerance. So it will be calculating all the failures, whatever the things we will be getting in this particular thing, then it will be forwarded to the next one. So that is the main capability of the distributed computing, even though the processor or the particular task will be working with the fault tolerance itself. So the next one is disadvantages of the distributed systems. So main multiple points of failures. Even though we have so much of advantages, the failures of the one or more participating computers or network links, if it is anything can be trouble, means we won't get the accurate output or the things. Then the security concerns. In a distributed system, there are more opportunities for unauthorized attacks. So this is the possibility, because whatever the things we have maintained for the security is, when we compare with the other types of the components, it's very less, so we can have the security concerns.